going to save you a ton of time and compare all the popular video hosting solutions for businesses. Now, I've done a lot of these comparison videos in the past, and my recommendation has changed, so let's go over it. So first, let's start with YouTube. Everybody loves YouTube. You've heard about it. It's free. You've got unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth. It's really easy to use. It's fast. But what are the downsides? Well, you've got ads on it. And the biggest problem for a business or someone who's embedding videos is that when you embed it on a website, you have limited control over how the player looks, and ads can show up, related videos show up, and that means a competitor's video can show up on your website when someone watches it. Now, you do all this work as a business to get someone on your website, and the last thing that you want is for them to click on a related video, a competitor's video, and leave your website. So that's one of the biggest reasons why people look into some of these other solutions. Now, one thing you can't do with YouTube is replace videos. Unfortunately, you have to re-upload and get a new link and then change that link out on your website. There's no tools for reviewing videos on there. Otherwise, it's got really good analytics, probably some of the best on here. It's got live streaming capabilities. But the biggest pro of YouTube actually is its organic reach and search. If you didn't know, YouTube is actually the second largest search engine, only behind Google. So for a business, you want your videos on there, especially if they have the opportunity for organic growth. You want them on there because they could be searching on Google, they could be searching on YouTube, and your videos could show up. So definitely recommended for almost all businesses. All right, so next up is Vimeo, and you've probably heard of Vimeo before, but Vimeo became popular because at the time when it started, it had better quality than YouTube. And businesses really adopted it because it had what was really important was player customization and embedding controls. And all the other solutions we're going to talk about have that, but Vimeo was one of the first ones to do it, so a lot of businesses started using it. Now, there has been a lot of news surrounding Vimeo lately. If you didn't know, they were acquired by a company called Bending Spoons, which has a poor history of going in and basically gutting products. You see price increases, and this happened to things like WeTransfer, StreamYard, Evernote, some other popular SaaS programs that you might have heard of. But overall, Vimeo is a solid product. You got great storage, you have great bandwidth, you have plans for different levels of budget, and they do custom plans. Easy use in the UI. I give this an okay. I've used Vimeo a lot, and the UI has changed considerably over the years. It's gotten a lot worse in place. It has gotten better in spots, but the UI overall it could be improved dramatically. I'd say that. A big frustration of mine is it's quite slow when using it. Things are just not snappy. When you scroll through your library, things take forever to load. So if you have a lot of videos, have a lot of folders, might not be the best fit for you when it comes to speed. But other than that, they have really good player customization. There's no ads, of course. You got really good controls over privacy embedding. You can replace videos after you upload them, so you don't have to go swap it on your website. It's got really good review capabilities where you can send it to a client. They can comment on the video. It's all time-stamped. You can also live stream on there, and webinars are included in the $75 and up plans. Biggest pro of Vimeo would be it's got a lot of features, pretty much everything you need, especially for enterprise-type companies. But the biggest con, and again, this comes into bigger companies, would be the acquisition by Bending Spoons. Prices have been going up just based on the size of business you are, the amount of people you have. And I'd also include the bloat with the UI and the overall slower user experience. Next up is LIVID, and LIVID is a newer player to the game, but I really like what I see from them. They got a very affordable $10 a month plan, as well as a free one you can check out. Storage, 2 terabytes, which is plenty for most people. Bandwidth is 3 terabytes, which is very good. One of the best features about LIVID is it's incredibly easy to use, and it's very fast to use. Adding folders, organizing your videos, the search function, customizing everything, copying settings over, all super fast, so really great user experience. You got no ads. Again, you can customize the player, do this for individual videos or copy settings over to other videos. You can replace videos, which is really important. Review tools are built in. Analytics, it's got great individual analytics in there, but as of now, there's no account-wide analytics. And from my understanding, this is coming very soon. So check down below in the comments and I'll let you know if account-wide analytics are added in there. No live streaming capability, no webinar capability. So if that's something you absolutely need, LIVID might not be the best fit. And then overall, again, best pro is it's fast, it's modern, it's got a great UI that I really like using, and it's got really good value at $10 a month. And then one other thing I want to mention about LIVID is they've got this great tool. It's called the Love tool, which allows you to download all your videos from Vimeo and it automatically uploads them to LIVID, or it just downloads them to your desktop and you can use any other of these platforms. So LIVID is directly going after Vimeo. They're trying to fill the gap with the acquisition of Bending Spoons. So this Love tool was super useful for me when I tried it out. All right, so moving on to Wistia. I really like Wistia. It's a little bit more expensive. They got a $79 plan and custom plans, but one of the downsides is the base storage is a little bit low. You got 250 gigs and 1 terabyte for custom. Bandwidth, a little bit lower, but it's not too bad. Wistia is really easy to use. It's very fast, so that's awesome. No ads, you got great player customization. In fact, I think it's one of the best ones out there. They even got a feature where you can add gradients, and this just really makes your video pop on a website. You can replace videos, you got great review tools, really good analytics, actually, probably the best out here. They have an A/B feature testing where you can upload 2 versions of video. It'll serve it to the same audience and split it, and you'll be able to tell which video is performing better. So if you're testing different intros, different hooks, or different closes, you'll get data on that. So really important if your marketing team is into that. You can live stream on Wistia, and webinars are a $350 a month add-on as of the time of this video. Biggest pro that I already mentioned would be the analytics, the A/B testing. Biggest con is the low base storage. So if you've got a lot of videos, Wistia could get expensive, something to think about when choosing your solution. Next up is Bunny.net, and Bunny.net has become a little bit more popular, especially with the news with Vimeo, but they are a very cheap option for video hosting at 1 cent per gigabyte. And from my understanding, that's bandwidth and storage, but go onto their website. There's a calculator where you can calculate what it's going to cost. Now for easy use, it is a lot more difficult to use, and that's because it's really tailored for developers. Now, all these up here are content delivery systems with a UI on top of them. Bunny.net has a UI, but it's very stripped down and it's tailored to developers who can integrate it onto your website. So you need a lot of knowledge with developing to really get the most out of Bunny.net. That being said, it didn't take me too long to get a video up on my website and test it out. So if you have a little bit of know-how, Bunny.net might be a good solution for you, especially if you're on a budget. Great player customization. You got great embedding and privacy controls. Replacing a video, from my understanding, you can do it, but it's a little bit more difficult than some of these other ones out there. But for review tools, there's nothing built in. So if you need time-stamped comments for clients, you might want to go with something else. They do have analytics. There's no live streaming and no webinars. Biggest pro is the cost. It's very cheap, very affordable. But the con of that is because you need to have some developer know-how. A little bit difficult setup, and the UI isn't the most user-friendly. Next up is Streamable, and I've done some videos on them in the past, but they're a very simple approach to a video hosting solution. Now for price, they are a little bit pricey for what you get. You only get 500 gigabytes for $10 a month, and the bandwidth is a little bit confusing on the lower one, but it's acceptable for the other ones. So just a little bit pricey for what it is. It's very easy to use, simple UI, it's quite quick, you got no ads. Now for player customization, it's only account wide, so all of them will have the same look. So if you have multiple clients or you need different looks for different videos, you might want to go with something else. You got great privacy controls, you can replace videos. Streamable doesn't have any review tools built in. Analytics are quite basic, so if you need more advanced analytics, definitely go with something else. No live streaming and no webinars. So biggest pro would be simplicity, but biggest con is they're actually owned by Bending Spoons. See, Streamable is owned by StreamYard, and Bending Spoons acquired them before they acquired Vimeo. So something to be aware of. And what I actually noticed is since I last reviewed them in 2023, there's been no development. So I can't recommend it anymore. All right, so that brings us to Gumlet. And I just recently heard about Gumlet, but overall, very good, solid product. They've been gaining some popularity. They got a $6 plan, which can be quite affordable, $19.99, and custom plans. Now, one thing they do differently is their storage. It's based on minutes uploaded. So if you got a 10-minute video, that counts as 10 minutes. And this could be a problem depending on the types of video you're hosting. But if you're under 1,000 minutes, the $6 a month could be a good value for you. Overall, their UI isn't my favorite. It's serviceable. There's nothing wrong with it. It just sometimes takes a couple more clicks to get exactly what I want. Player customization, from my understanding, looks like it's only account-wide. So again, if you need different looks based on videos, or if you have different branding, different client logos, you might want to consider one of the other solutions. It's got great privacy controls. You can replace videos. You've got a review feature built in. Analytics are good. You got live streaming, and webinars are not included. Now, the biggest pro to Gumlet is it's got DMR protection as an add-on. And DMR protection is basically an added level of security to your videos where you want to prevent screen recording. You want to prevent people who can absolutely not see that, not see it. So things like course creators, schools, this might be the single reason why you go with Gumlet. So definitely look into some of the features that are on their website regarding DMR protection, security. The biggest cons of Gumlet is I don't really love the UI. It's not bad, but it could be better. And the storage could get pricey depending on what types of videos you're hosting. So if you have really long videos, that could be a concern. It doesn't really matter if you compress them or not. So something to think about if you're considering Gumlet. And then finally, we have Vidyard, and I threw Vidyard up here because they always get thrown into consideration with some of these, but I would say they're more focused as a sales tool, something like Loom. They have a ton of built-in features where you can record your screen, send it to prospects, read a script, and track the engagements of your campaigns. You are able to host videos on a website, embed them, but I would say the primary focus of Vidyard is a sales tool. So $59 a month, you got the unlimited storage and unlimited bandwidth, which is great compared to some of these other ones. Easy use, UI isn't the favorite, but it's not bad. It's fast, you get no ads. From my understanding, player customization is account-wide, so you can't control the individual videos. You got control over privacy, you can replace videos. No review tools, so for filmmakers or people who need review, go with something else. Analytics, good analytics. There's no live streaming capabilities, and there's no webinar capabilities. So biggest pros would be the sales tools, the scripts, and screen recording capabilities. And then the biggest cons is it's really a sales tool. So it's not a video hosting solution like a lot of these other ones are. All right, so what's my overall recommendation? I think every business should be using YouTube. The organic search discoverability is just too big to be ignored. So put all your public facing videos on there and then use one of these other solutions and combine it with that when you need control over your website and you really want to make a great experience for your viewer when they're on the website. For the majority of businesses, for the majority of people, I think pairing LIVID with a YouTube is your best option. If you're a larger business, really into A/B testing, you need a lot of analytics. I would recommend Wistia and pair that with YouTube. And then finally, course creators can look into Gumlet, developers can look into bunny.net, and sales teams can look into Vidyard. So I hope this video helped. Comment down below which one you end up going with. If you have any questions, you can also comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them. My name is Rob Dabroy. Thanks for watching the video and we'll see you in the next one.